what does this relationship, what does love need in this moment? It's a wonderful question to ask. And it kind of, this question breaks a lot of the tension and the illusion in the moments, because how are you going to answer that? The first stage, which most of relationships go through, is you. So it's a lot about you. So when I enter a relationship, let's say, I focus so much on my partner, which is normal. You want to spend time with them. Often we overextend ourselves, or we want to impress the other one. It's all normal, part of nature, so to speak. You can see it also with animals. And the human version of that, we just give a lot. We want to do a lot. We want to impress the other one. So we focus a lot. It's a lot about you. And there's a healthy version of that. We enter the relationship, we take time to spend more time with them, go on dates, do this, do that. We're very active in making the other one happy.
Learn someone's love language, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's all about you. There's also a shadow version of that, which is, again, going back to the Mr. Nice Guy, for example, which is you overdo, overgive, overplease, avoid conflict just so you make the peace and everything should be perfect and calm, which is not realistic. Mm-hmm. And in the first few months, that is also normal. There's a lot of hormones in the body, so we want to be close. We want to make the other one happy, which is fine. It's wonderful, and you can contribute to that. But eventually, if we keep on doing that, we will lose pieces of ourselves bit by bit, and we will, as you mentioned, become resentful. We're going to start seeing flaws in the other one eventually, because we kind of, in the beginning, idolize, like, oh, she's perfect. Oh, he's perfect. They're this. And then you start saying, oh, I didn't know he does that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like how he's tapping his foot. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm seeing now his nose is a little bit bigger than before. Or you start to see the things you don't like, which is normal. So that's what I mean by phase 1 is all about you. Phase 2, once ideally we realize we've been doing a lot, we start to focus a little bit on me. So phase 1 is you, phase 2 is me. So often that is it happens after sometimes 1 year or more, depends on the couple, where you want to reclaim your own self to understand, okay, who am I in this relationship? Who am I? I kind of got lost a little bit. Like there was a lot about you now. Like, who am I in this relationship? How do I express myself? What am I holding back? Oh, I've been avoiding to say all of these things not to create a problem. Well, I want to focus now on me. I want to do more of this in my life. I want to do that. All these different versions, even up to open relating, people going even to that area because like, hey, I want to now focus on me and I want to explore with others. So there's all this variety of scenarios. Healthy version 2, unhealthy 2. Often, which means it can also turns into a little bit into narcissism, like it's all about me, and you kind of neglect the relationship. So often that is the phase where couples feel like, oh, I feel a bit unseen, unheard, unfelt, disconnected from my partner because they feel very far further and further away. The ideal, the third phase, is about us. So it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about us. It's not even about like, what do you need to be happy? It's not about what do I need to be happy. It's about what does this relationship need so love can blossom and flourish.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. It makes me think of, I think it's David Dida that put forth this question in one of his books. It's like, what does love want?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What does love want? Same in conflicts. Like in this moment, imagine you have a conflict with your partner. You're not going to be like, yeah, you did this, you did that, me, I need this. I know. You're going to be like, okay. Okay. What does this relationship, what does love need in this moment? And you start from that question.
It's such a different place to come from instead of this sort of ego hurt place where we are when we're triggered or when we, only look at a situation from our own perspective.
Yeah, it's a wonderful question to ask. And it kind of this question breaks a lot of the tension and the illusion in the moments, because how are you going to answer that if you imagine you're in a conflict and you ask your partner, and ask each other, like, okay, what does love need in this moment? You kind of have to pause. You cannot just like blah 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 say, yeah, but no, but this, but yeah, but you did this. No, you have to. You cannot respond. If you want to respond to that question, truly, you're gonna see whatever is going on. It's we're gonna resolve it. It's not that serious as we believe so.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something more at play in this moment. That we are a team. We are co-creating something together. And if you're ready, yeah, we're going to create something really beautiful. And at the same time, that third phase does require a certain level of maturity, which I rarely see. I'm breaking it down now a little bit so everyone can understand. But imagine now you hear this podcast and you're like, oh, okay, there's 3 phases. What do I want? Where am I at the moment? I'm in phase 1, maybe sometimes 2. Oh, I would love phase 3. Okay, what do we need to do? So you kind of start to ask yourself and your partner, okay, do we actually want this? To see what, where are we going with this? And it does require certain maturity. And yeah, some people have to go through phase 1 and 2. Sometimes they go back and forward. And I'm not saying people never experience phase 3. Mm-hmm. I think for many, they experience it like in little bits and pieces here and there. But to create a full, thriving, loving relationship that operates in this way, it's rare. And the maturity is in variety of things. One is a stable, inner, regulated, healthy nervous system. Okay? This is very important. It's a language which many maybe still don't use so much, but a nervous system that can, again, respond instead of react in a moment of conflict. A nervous system that can meet challenges and not run away, mm-hmm. or make your partner the villain. A nervous system that can receive, this is very important, to receive all the goodness that is coming your way, because for most couples and for most people, and I know this also in myself in the past, I did not know what true safety is in myself. And once it came my way, I did not know what to do with that. So most of us, and it's an ancient mechanism, most of our nervous system is a survival-based mechanism. Mm-hmm. To survive, it's built to survive.
The reptilian brain is the oldest part of the brain that sort of does that, yeah.
We can have ChatGPT and all, we can fly to space, but our nervous system is very primal. It didn't change for hundreds of thousands of years, almost at all. So that's what I mean. Most of our systems are built to survive and not thrive. We can speak about this concept of thriving. This is stage 3, but most of our nervous system is built that for many, it's easier to be in a familiar hell than unfamiliar heaven.
Yeah.
So when things are starting to get good, and this is very important, which happens in relationships, things are starting to get really, really good. And very often, boom, something happens, a conflict. Yeah. And many people don't ask themselves why. Like, we had such a nice time. Everything was going well. What happens often, the nervous system feels unsafe in stability and safety.
Because we didn't learn that when we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For many, not everyone, of course. Some people just had if they're lucky, they had 2 present parents who did everything really the best way they could. But most people didn't grow up in a safe inner self and an environment. So when they're in a relationship that actually is stable, becomes stable, often a conflict will happen, which is a very interesting pattern. And it's a good moment to pause and say, okay, why does this happen? Mm. And, there's a vocabulary around this that we call the upper ceiling, almost like you're reaching an upper ceiling of how much you can actually hold. And that includes good things.
Yeah.
That includes a stable parasympathetic nervous system, which is calm and rest. Okay, so a lot of people get triggered, a lot of conflicts actually start more often than not when things are going really well.
So interesting.
it's fascinating, because we get like I know this also. I was unpacking this in my own relationship with Nicole. When was it? I think 2 weeks ago. I told her, I said something. We were getting a bit like, you feel the energy. You hear the language we're using to each other. You see, we're starting to poke each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I paused and I said, "Love, I have a sense that." Because we also talked about this topic in the past, I brought this up. Do you notice that things are really well lately? She's like, yeah, it's going really well. I said, well, I'm noticing that we are starting to repeat a certain pattern, which I noticed in the past, which we're starting to build. The tension is building. Small things. They seem harmless, like poking a little bit here and there. But I told her, I said, please, let's take a pause. You know where this will take us if we continue. And I believe this is happening now because we are 7 years together now, and we reached the third phase where things are going really well. Relationship-wise, we have a beautiful daughter, healthy. Business is really starting to get again better because we had a baby and we had a little pause. So things are going really well. And when things are going really well, we had this conversation. I said, we have to pay attention to these moments.